Blessings, you guys. Your girl coming back in with another one. And I was trying to get out here before it gets dark, but it just gets dark too fast. But we good right now. So let's go. Let's get right into it. The three things, and I guess it can be female narcs as well, but I only saw this in a lot of male narcs, okay? But the three things that they always abuse, which also prove that they're more dangerous. Okay, I'll get to that. So the three things that these particular male narcs like to abuse, of course, is women. They always like to abuse the person that they are in a relationship with, no matter what type of relationship it is. They always abuse every woman that they ever got with, and they've been doing it their whole entire life. So it does not just shut off like that. It does not just shut off like that. So if you are one of those that's just getting out and, the narc might moved on to another thing and you're feeling some type of way, no need. Because the abuse don't cut off like that. It's not like it's running water. You can turn it on and turn it off. No, they can't do that. So everything that you went through, they're going to go through, and probably even more, okay? But women is number one. They love to abuse women. And it doesn't even, I take that back. It doesn't even really mean that it has to be in a relationship or nothing. It can also be females in their family or whatever, or females in their circle, or even their own daughter, their own child or whatever. But just women and females in general. The second one is children. Children. Narcs are cowards. So, of course, they're going to go after women and children because, some women will defend themselves. But, if it's a big, burly, evil monster, big back monster, she can overpower him. So imagine what can a kid do. A kid can't do anything either. It's some kids that when they watch, their dad or mom's boyfriend beating on their mother, and some of the kids try to jump in, they can't overpower them. Even with the mom's help, they can't overpower them. But they love to abuse children too. And they also like to abuse children because they know children will more likely be silent about it. But so do a lot of women. But children are most likely to be silent about it. And, slowly but gradually, this kid just starts to fall into depression and whatever. And then, people would just start noticing the change in the kid as well as the woman. You know how many times people that was with these narcs, that their friends or family be like, you used to look different, you used to smile all the time, but now you look like this, and you're not the same, and you don't do this, and whatever. Yes, that's the same thing with the kids. The kid can be happy-go-lucky, love going to school, love playing with their friends, love being on the video game or whatever, and all of a sudden they don't want to do anything but just sit in their room or sleep or eat or something. But that's the second thing. I don't want to say thing because it's human being, but the second one that narcs love to abuse. The third one, now this is when I'm going to get into the danger one. So the third one is animals. It's animals. Narcs love to abuse animals because you think kids may or may not say something or may not understand. The animals just can't say or do anything. Now, if it's probably a dog or a cat, they might try to bite or scratch back, but at the same time, the narc, can overpower an animal. And they love to abuse the animals, especially if it's your animal. And they will abuse your animal when you're not around, torture your animal. Now, story time on how I know they are dangerous. So I remember this one particular time with the evil narc. That was some beautiful blue jays. They built their nest like on the porch, and this is two occasions. the blue jays built their nest on the porch. You can see these beautiful blue eggs. And I was super excited about, them hatching and, seeing the birds. I come back one day and I'm like, where are the eggs? And the narc like, I got rid of them. I don't want to have to deal with that. And I was like, why would you do that? I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I got rid of them. So he pretty much unalived the baby eggs. And then another time, I don't know what type of birds these were, but they built their nest inside of, your porch light. The porch light glass was broken out, but the porch light worked, so it was the warmest spot. So the bird had built her nest inside the porch light, and Narc noticed it first. Like, Narc always noticed them first and then shows me. And so I'm like, oh, it's eggs. So once again, I'm thinking like, oh, can't wait till they hatch. I come back one day, they're gone. So I'm like, what happened? What happened to the eggs? And Narc goes like, I got rid of them. They don't live here. They don't pay the light bill or whatever, trying to be funny or whatever. See, they got a way of dismissing things, which is a big red flag, but they got a way, like, especially if you are already in the fog and, used to their gaslighting, to make you miss the point, okay? So this is where the dangerous part comes. So now one time, I don't really care about squirrels that much, but it was just one squirrel that used to come around all the time, and Narc would like try to pop it off with, throwing things and BBs and all that. And I'm like, why are you doing that? It just keep coming by the window or whatever. And at the time, it wasn't registering me that the Narc was unaliving these animals, because the Narc was just making like it was pests, and Narc was being pest control and getting rid of a problem. But I remember this one particular day where I was just like, oh no, this is a whole nother thing. When when they're in a car, you're in a dangerous situation when you're sitting in a car with them point blank. Because they drive reckless and they're always speeding or whatever. So we're going down some particular residential street, and a cat was like ran out or whatever. And all of a sudden, Narc starts to gun it to the floor, thinking it's night, damn rider, and start heading full speed ahead towards the cat. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're going to try to, now I'm just trying to get it out the street. That's not the way to go about it. You could either slow down or just blow the horn. It's going to run anyway. And even though the cat got away or whatever, and I'm just thinking like, why would you do that? But Narc tried to throw it off as a joke. When you get out of that fog and when you get away from them demons, how everything becomes so crystal clear, and you just go back and when you're reminiscing and thinking about the things that you endured or the things you heard and saw in the relationship or so-called relationship, this chaotic, crazy, demonic ass world that you were in, on hell on earth, and you see clearer. And then I totally forgot about that until I thought about it. Like, man, I'm watching some of these videos and all you see is the Narc harming the women, the Narcs harming the kids. And then someone said the Narc was harming their pet. I got one more for y'all. I'm not no cap. I got one more I'm finna drop on y'all real quick and I gotta go. And they will even harm your plants. Now, the cat and the dog can bite and scratch. The little bitty babies could eventually tell. The woman could eventually tell and fight back. What in the hell the plant gonna do? Plant ain't got no chance. It's a living thing, especially if, it was my garden. Like, my food was growing. This was time during, the Ovic and all that. So I'm all excited that I'm growing my own food and I know where it's coming from, whatever. And I'm excited because it's healthy and whatever. They would literally destroy your plants or anything that you enjoy. But I'm making a point, on living things and the targets that they go after because they're cowards. Notice that I haven't said that they could abuse men, but not a lot of men that get abused by, these male narcs like that. I mean, that can happen in the rainbow community, so that's an exception. But These are the ones that they love to abuse. These are the ones that they want to take control over. Anything that's easy for them to make a victim or attack, that's where they're going to go. Even elderly people, because we already know the elderly people is probably in the same boat as the child. Probably even worse, or a baby, because some of them can't talk or they're not mobile or whatever. So if they're in the baby stage, that's just like abusing an infant, and narcs have done that too. So when I say child, I'm also meaning infants as well. How many stories on the news have you seen that these dads or boyfriends that's been jealous of the baby and unalive the baby out of jealousy, or the baby got unalive from their neglect because they want to, watch porn and play videos and not paying attention to the baby, or the baby's distracting them where they can't do what they want to do. How many stories have we seen like that? So I got to go. But I did say it doesn't exclude women, but it's a little tricky with that one because I mean, unless a man, I understand, and they can still do the same thing, but it's just a little tricky in that area, and I don't want to get into that right now. But that's my video. That's my video. I got more videos to come, and I got some droppers that I want to talk about, but I kind of want to wait till the weekend. Today, I just felt like my voice was like totally just off because the kids were just turned up today. You get them days where, the kids just be doing too much. So you never know what my day gonna be like when I leave. I don't even know what my day gonna be like when I get there with them. God bless you guys. This is my video. See y'all on the next one. Be blessed.